Welcome to Columbia Bounty Fishing, and welcome back to part 2 of my night bite video. This is picking up exactly where I left off last time, so let's get to the action. I've just turned in my fish, and I've hit the road looking for some new spots to fish. First spot I checked out, the boat launch was silted in, and I did not feel like dealing with knee-deep mud. So back in the car and headed to Deep River. I've come far enough down on the Columbia that this is one of the last tributaries I have that I actually will fish. Here's your first good look at it. It's a beautiful tributary of the Columbia. This is about 5 minutes from the boat launch. Beautiful weather, and I'm a happy camper. Until I wasn't. This is what was waiting for me just a few minutes after that last shot when I got to the boat ramp. I did give it a while, and it would not let up, and I wish I could say it was surprising, but my weather app said it was supposed to do this off and on all day. So I was now looking for maybe just a dry place to fish. And I pretty quickly even gave up on fishing and just went and tucked my soggy self underneath the bridge to try and dry out a little bit. Which didn't work all that well, but at least I wasn't getting wetter. The rain did eventually blow itself out, the wind did calm down a little bit. And even tucked under a bridge, I am still always fascinated and amazed by how beautiful the Pacific Northwest is. I had an osprey perched up in this tree directly across from me who actually caught a couple of fish while I was watching him. And eventually, that sun came back out. So I jumped back in the car and once again headed back down to the Deep River boat launch. I was determined I was going to fish Deep River that day. I was getting a little sun break, a little blue sky showing through, and maybe not. Those scattered showers were scattered, but they kept coming and going all day. So understandably, I'm a little hesitant about getting out in my kayak at this point, so I just fished from the bank for a bit. This raccoon came out for about half an hour just down the beach from me, went clam digging, and I had this red-breasted sapsucker just hammering away at the tree right behind the dock. Very fun way to spend the afternoon. Well, not the afternoon, hour and a half. I did catch one keeper pikeminnow, and thanks to this river system, it likes to throw you a curveball every now and then. I picked up one of the starry flounder 20 miles from the ocean. Gotta love this system. Anyway, as the afternoon progressed, I finally got some cloud breaks and some serious blue sky heading my way. So at this point, I'm feeling cautiously optimistic. The day is just getting nicer and nicer. Something actually jumped and splashed and scared these pelicans, which went airborne, and as I was filming them flying away, I just kept looking downriver and seeing how much blue sky was heading my direction. Upriver, still kind of cloudy, but the clouds were heading that direction. And downriver just looked promising. So I decided, you know what? If I'm going to get a chance to kayak today, this is probably it. I better go get everything loaded up and go hit the water. So I made a quick stop by the information booth to see if there was anything I needed to read or had changed since last year. Apparently they ran out of room and had to stick a couple signs on the end as well. Lots of stuff to read. Bring your glasses if you need. Anyway, look at this sunshine. It was time to get kayaking. And in the 30 minutes it took me to get the kayak off the car and load it up and get ready to go, well, I got soaked to the bone once again and had to put everything back up. And at this point, my weather app is no longer saying scattered showers for the afternoon. It's saying a steady light rain, and it was accurate till long after dark. Long after dark to the tune of it didn't really quit till about 11 o'clock at night. It did get beautiful out, so I hopped out to do some fishing. By 11:30, it was back to this, and by 12 o'clock, I was done, crawled up in the front seat of my car, and called it a night. Unfortunately, being soaking wet and cold, and wishing I was fishing, I couldn't sleep, so I went ahead and drove back to where I planned on fishing in the morning. And I woke up to basically the same thing I fell asleep to. It didn't really stop all night, and it didn't really stop that morning. Once again, the forecast was calling for scattered showers. They were pretty steady. Said it was going to clear out by noon. It didn't, but it finally cleared out enough. So I pulled the trigger on Operation Make Some Money. I was brave, I was feeling good, I was confident. The spirits of my ancestor reached out and said, "Child, the weather is through. Go enjoy it." At this point, I honestly don't know if I'm wet again or wet still. I just know I've been wet the majority of the last 24, 36 hours. But it did get beautiful again. It calmed down. It finally blew out for good. And we got down to some fishing. Well, it's about time to retire the sunglasses for the day. 6 hours in. Haven't had a bite yet. We're at slack tide right now. Nothing's moving. No fish, no current. But it should change any minute and that tide should start going out. And I'm hoping when we get a pickup in current, we get a pickup in bite. I'll let you know shortly. Fingers crossed. Well, finally got my first fish of the night. Oh, I don't have the lights on. I don't have the camera ready. But we got a fish. And it was really nice to be fishing. It was really nice to be catching, but those fish that night were so small. I was probably catching one keeper for every, I don't know, 6 to 8 shorts. Well, he's not a monster, but he's a little over 9 inches, so that's a keeper. In case I hadn't mentioned it before, or in case you didn't know, pikeminnow have to be 9 inches or bigger to qualify for the bounty program. And I was pulling a few keepers out of the hole. It's just, again, so many short fish, and I was blowing through so much bait for the few keepers I was getting. Another keeper. And as the evening progressed, it kind of continued the same as it had started. Short fish, short fish, short fish, occasional keeper. And I was starting to run a little low on bait. And then the fog started blowing in just a little bit because that temperature was dropping. And I was still damp. At this point, it had gotten into the upper 40s. I don't know, 47, 48. I say that because it got chillier, and it was about 45 when I got back to my car. And I know we're not chasing trash fish. We don't care about trash fish. We want pikeminnow. But this is a yellow bullhead, and in 6 years of fishing this area, it's only the second one I've ever caught. So it was kind of a neat way to end the night. I did pack things up and start heading in. Again, it's about 3 o'clock when I called it, and it was in the mid-40s. So I was a chilly and a tired boy. Thanks to the sleep deprivation and several other contributing factors, I had no idea where I was at as far as keeper pikeminnow was concerned. I caught a ton of fish, 50, 60 fish at least, and had a heck of an evening. Happy to get back to the marina, happy to get out of the water, and happy to get this close to the boat launch because I had to park way out when I left on Saturday afternoon. It's almost 4 o'clock in the morning. I've made it to the next spot I'm going to fish. I'm leaving the kayak behind. I'm just going to fish off the bank for a bit. I think. I'm a tired boy. $18. So I had just a little bit of time to kill before the fish collectors showed up. I hung out with this little killdeer and enjoyed some sunshine and tried to actually get dry. All right, back in the car, gotta head home. 32 this weekend. It's not horrible. It's less than I was expecting, but it's fishing. I'm not gonna complain. I covered gas money this weekend, barely. I imagine the weather on Friday really set me back, or this would have been a better weekend. But you can't fight the weather. You just got to roll with those punches and do what you can. And we did what we could. 32 fish isn't horrible. And I honestly have to say that even when I'm whining about bad fishing or cold and wet, I hope the beauty and the awesomeness that is this fishery comes through, because that's really what I want you to see. I even had a treat this weekend. There was a brief cloud break and I got a peek of the Aurora Borealis. It was a great weekend. I'm already planning my next trip. My next video will be out soon. Thanks for watching.